Good afternoon, morning, or whatever time you listen, wherever you are in the world, and welcome once again to the Boytown podcast. Now, you're probably looking around or listening around thinking to yourself, there's somebody missing. Yeah, the money toad is not here. You can see the Papa Bear's in the woods. He's here to do the podcast, but the money toad, fucker's on paternity leave. He is away looking after his newly born child, which we have a restraining order that we can't talk about. I say we because I do have a host to step on board. He is the number 2 guy in Boytown. He's actually not. He's probably 4th because there's me, Shane, Snake Rat Ben. Anyway, I'm just fucking around here. I'll just bring him in. It's none other than the ass blaster, the butt master, Aaron Butler. Get him in here. He's in the waiting room. He's coming in. He'll be in any second now, and I'm very excited to welcome him to the pod. Oh, no, there he is. He has weirdly got what looks like a future image of himself and Shane. Where did you get that future image of yourself and Shane there, bud?
From the future and also Google Images.
Nice. I mean, I just want to say off the bat that it's good to have you here. I've explained briefly that Shane, aka the Money Toad, is on paternity leave, and we're not allowed to speak about his baby Rod. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have given the name away because.
Oh no.
Because he will sue us. Like that's just a fact. He will sue us. He's really weird about stuff like this. He wants to tell the story himself, so we can't say that he has a child called Rod. Basically, we're not allowed to let people know about Rod Todd. So if you just remember not do that, that would be pretty sweet. But I mean, let's be straight off the bat here. If there was ever a man we needed here in Boytown to come on board and fill a hole, it's you. You know, it's you, the Buttman.
There's a real hole filler here, and you're looking at him. You know, that's my thing. That's what I do. I've been a bit quiet on the scene lately, and the reason why I'm quiet is because I can hear the waves of roars of laughter and applause from the Boytown collective that their favorite guest has finally came back to the podcast, and it's great to be here for all the lovely people.
I mean, it's been said on a few occasions. There's been Boytown citizens writing into the podcast, sending letters via carrier pigeon on occasion, saying that, and I mean, it's not me personally, but listeners have said they want Shane to die. So you can host it every week, you know, so...
I've seen them, and look, you know, that just speaks to Shane's fan base, really. You know, I can't say much else about that. Do you want me, should we explain who my background is, just in case anyone is wondering?
A bit of me feels like no. A bit of me feels like...
just save it as a little secret for people who do get it.
It's kind of like it's an Easter egg, isn't it, for the Boytown listeners? They can look at this and if you it's one of those ones, you know, like I think they say in can you say this phrase anymore? Like ghetto culture.
You could say that. Here's the thing. Why don't we leave it as
if you know, you know, girlfriend. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Look, you can put it in the comments. You can message Dave being like, "Oh, I know who Aaron's background was." That's like the little challenge for the listeners this week. Find out who these two strapping young citizens are.
I mean, what I think, it looks very much like you are sat on both of their laps. You're just in the middle. You've got perhaps a left knee of Kenneth and a right knee of Armando there, and it definitely looks like you're there.
Whoa, you just give their names away. That's a good clue for the guys to find who they are.
You know me, I'm an Easter egg guy. A lot of people say to me, listening and watching Boytown is like watching an Avengers film. There's Easter eggs in there. There's wee nods to other bits. And sometimes I'll give a clue by actually just, you know, giving the people's full names. And that's
the Boytown cinematic universe. Are you the type of person, because I'm the type of person that as soon as I watch any movie, I immediately go to Google and Google the movie with the Easter eggs after it?
No, I don't do Easter eggs. What I will sometimes do is check to see if any of it's factually real and it's happened in real life. So if we are talking about Avengers, I'll
Planet of the Apes.
I will check and see if Thanos is, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
purple.
you know what I don't like the thought of? I don't like the thought, again, we're being very ghetto in this podcast so far. I don't like the thought of
Yeah.
like Thanos having like a very sassy ghetto friend who might steal his glove and just be like, because that would be a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Mm-hmm.
things would recover very well from that.
He had a few sassies. Did you ever watch the Avengers?
No, man, 33 with a kid.
Okay, fair
You know
enough.
what I watch? You know what I watch for entertainment? The news.
And these two.
And those two, yes.
Fair enough. Hey, each their own.
But what I do want to say is the photo you've put up of them there is almost in an instant a spoiler to me because they're together. I've not quite watched the news yet where they have met. So
yeah.
It looks very promising. It looks promising.
Yeah. It's very promising, I can assure you.
Right, see it. But I mean, I just want to say I haven't actually set a timer here on this, so I'll just do that real quick to make sure that we don't go over time because again I've kept you quite late tonight. We're supposed to start recording at what time? I say 7:30, and it's 9:30 now. So it's a bit late. I do want to apologise for that and explain what I was up to. I came home from work late. I'll go to work now one day a week because it's all. I say, look, I'll still work for you, but only one day a week. So I came home from work late.
Okay.
Had to go and collect my child from her grandparents, and then come home, put her to bed. Had to have some dinner. Had to eat some dinner. Then
of course,
when I ate my dinner, straight in here, recorded a Patreon podcast for my Sly Guy podcast listeners, and then I had to take a break because I was going to record that after this. But then I made a big boo-boo. I had to print something and had meant to send it to myself in work. This is great podcast content, by the way. And I was supposed to print it today, but then I was so sleepy last night, forgot to send it, got into work, was like, where's this email? And it was for a very important deadline, which you're actually involved in, as you know. But do it. So then I had to get my wee sister to come over from London, because that's where she lives, to print it for me. So she came over from London today to print it in my parents' house. And then I had to meet her at a pub to collect the document. It sounds like I'm dealing drugs. I'm not. But I got the document. It's there. We're flying. And now we're doing the podcast. So I'm chilling.
Oh, wow. That was very, very excessive. It sounds like normally any other person, if they were late on me, I'd scold them for it. I'd really, turn them about it. But I also realized that you're a 33-year-old man with more responsibilities than me, an actual child to take care of, and a pregnant wife. So
yeah, I mean,
again, I can kind of forgive it.
Some people would say it's my own fault. Some people would say you insisted upon having sex that one time, and now you've got a kid and one in the way, and that's just what it's like. I had sex once with my wife, and now I'm in the process of having a second child. It's just that is the magic of sex, isn't it? You have it once, and you can have as many children as you want to think of that one sex. So
yeah, I mean you can. It's a bit difficult for me.
Have you spoken about this in the podcast before?
Probably the Shane. I don't know if I've spoken to you about it.
Yeah, I mean, for those listeners who don't know, Aaron's got his dick removed and just has.
Yep.
You just have like a smooth area. It's like
it's just a pinhole.
Just for piss.
Yep.
Nice and and fair play to you because it's very brave to discuss that openly like that. I mean, a lot of people would maybe just get a vasectomy or something, but for you to have your full penis, balls, and probably your the wee hole that would have been there after you cut your penis reduced is a brave thing. So I commend you for that.
Yeah, I just sort of finished sex. Like I completed it.
Nice. So did you had it once then too, and then once you did that, you're done? You just tie it up and sew it up and throw it over your shoulder and you're done? Or
pretty much, as like, it's like a video game. When you complete it, you just throw it into the attic or something and you don't ever play it again. That's why I was
normally whenever I complete video games, I give it to charity.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
why do the kids in Africa want to play fucking
well, I mean
Call of Duty?
Well, see, because I'm from North Down, as you know. So whenever I
Yes,
finish
yes.
my
So
games, go to
I would get your games
yeah,
technically.
the kids in West Belfast get my games. Yeah, so that's
Yep, yep.
what would happen. I mean, and I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like in
true.
many respects you'd appreciate my games, but I mean, I don't think you'd appreciate my penis if that was the same thing that we're talking about. If you were to get a wee knock at the door and there was a recorded delivery and it was just a very small, would look like a dead mouse with two testicles,
We
it would be pretty grim.
the are you playing any video games at the minute?
No, I just, you know what, I was a big FIFA fan, and
Yep.
this year's FIFA's just been so shit. It's put me off video games. And
Really?
yeah. I got Pro Evo, but it's also shit. So I'm done. So all I do now for enjoyment is just go and sit in the room by myself, have a wee cry, and then go to sleep. So I think that's all part of getting older.
I hear you. And for the record, I just want to make sure people know that we were obviously joking about my little pee hole. I have a full functioning peni down below there, and I do have a vasectomy. That's what we were trying to get at. I think.
So basically, what you're saying to the listeners is you have a clean. Is it clean? Is that something we can clarify?
Oh yeah, we can. Oh look, I verified it recently. Let's say that,
Okay.
and the doctor said, I swear to God, this is the doctor's words. Word for it. He goes, "Aren't you could eat you a dinner off it?" And I was like, "Doctor, I don't think you should do that." And he was like, "No, do it." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yep." So.
Well, I mean, you know what? Which course is what I would want to know. Like, could you fit a full a main on that? Because that'd be impressive.
Be like, I don't know, more like what do they call those little things? Hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah. Oh, nice. A nice little hors d'oeuvre. Yeah.
You could have like a wee beef tartare.
You could have a peanut off mine. Not like peanuts, just a peanut.
Just a peanut. Yeah. Like peanut. A cinema popcorn.
Not even, no, just a smaller, a peanut. But what you're saying to the listeners, the citizens, is you've got a fully functioning dick, and if they're keen,
clean.
Send. If they're keen, you're clean. That's
if they're keen, I'm clean. Yeah.
So just get in touch with Aaron, providing you are, of course, mentally able to do that, to consent, and you're of age, and you're a fully compass mentis consenting adult who is sexy. Get in touch with Aaron, and I think you're happy with that message. I think I should probably speak for the government, put some of the more serious messages out across there, like coronavirus. I should speak about sexual health and well-being. If you're compass mentis, if you're not a doughhead, and you're over, what's the legal age of consent? 12?
Lower.
If you're over 10, it's got to be double figures.
Yes.
I mean, you got to get in touch with the butt mastered.
I can't wait in about 10 years' time for this to all really fire back.
No, I just, on that note, hold on. We'll get Snake Rat Ben to cut this as a disclaimer. We know the legal age consent's like fucking 17 or something, so. But, yeah, that's just clear.
Or something. I mean, to be fair, here's the thing. You don't need to know because you're a fully fledged married man married to an adult woman. But for the people who might want to come here to find out what the age of consent is, it's 17 or above, I believe. I
mean, I actually think it's now 16 here, but don't quote me on that. Don't be like in court being
back in my day, it was 17.
Yeah. Well, back in my day, because I'm a very old person, and my day was the late 18th century, it was just, old enough to say I, so that was that. But again, I think, especially in the world that we live in now, in the world of comedy and in the world of...
can't say nothing, Dave. Can't say fucking nothing.
You can't say nothing. So, yeah, listen, I just do want to say that if, it's just dawned on me there, if you come to this podcast for education...
don't.
Or, please don't. And please never quote this podcast in a court of law as your defense. Because you know what'll happen?
Correct.
You're going into Slammer. Listen, you're going to Slammer, but you'll make friends, put it like that. You'll be very popular because what you'll be in the shower, you'll be all nervous. You'll be there, you'll have your soap very, very tightly held in the communal showers, you'll be all nervous, and then you'll drop your soap. And you go, oh no, you'll have to bend down the collective. There'll be this really big butch guy, so jacked with big fucking dick, like it's a big fucking hard.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Dick, and he's like, oh, but you don't realize that he's hard because he's washing it, and it's easier to clean when it's hard. But you'll look around, you'll think he's gonna, take advantage of you because he's the old prison guy and you're the new blood, and you think, oh no, I mean, I need to watch my words here. You think, oh no, he's gonna rip my arse apart, but what he actually does is just bends over as you go to collect the soap, gets into your ear, and just goes, "Good morning," and then you go, you're sorted, and you get looked after by my dad in prison because he's a sly guy.
Shout out to Davey Senior doing his time.
Yeah. For again asking me what was the legal age of consent, and he also he also asked me what was okay to drive a car and drink, and I said I'm pretty sure it's 5 and drive, and I think that includes doubles, so that's why he's in prison for being a wee bit of a dodgy guy. But I mean, he'll look after you, he'll look after you in the showers. So how are you doing, my man? Anyway, how are you? I feel like we just got straight into the education. We haven't even greeted each other here.
We did. I'm doing good. I mean, like, I'm sort of like you. I'm just getting on with my life day to day. I'm not going crazy or doing anything too, out there or mental. Because I mean, like you yourself, I think I'm one of the few people who still believe in coronavirus. So I'm you know what I mean? Call me crazy, but I do believe I think it's, look, hot take here. It's still out there. And because of that, I'm not rushing to bars or gyms or any of that stuff. Call me a pussy, call me a loser, call me cautious. It is the way it is. I like to err on the side of caution,
Yeah, I mean, look, I like that approach. I do think, going back on what I said earlier about not coming to this podcast for education, but I will say that,
but this is the time, yeah.
I will say on this occasion that, you know what? This is not something that cures an illness. By you going, fucking had enough of it, that doesn't mean it just goes, all right, sweet, no, I'll just go back into this wee bat in China and leave you to it. It's still going to be there. And I think that people, I think because they're being so lax with it, it'll just, hit a few folk and it's going to be pretty shit. But I don't know if you know, but I'm very much like militarized at the minute, like Rambo. And if I get banned from being in the birth studio, which people will be like, don't mean the birth studio. I say, no, I'm
you're getting it filmed, aren't you?
An exclusive birth.
You're doing a live stream.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So I'm in the birth
I'm
studio.
filming it.
Exactly. You're actually the doctor. What my wife doesn't know is I've actually hired actors to be the medical staff for the birth.
I'll have a GoPro on every finger.
I know Shane will be doing that because your hands are too small.
from his house.
Yeah, he'll be doing that. He'll actually be doing the internal scan with this week, which will be weird because then I'll be like, "Have you just put that in?" Gross. That's kind of
yeah. We didn't think that through.
But so I just don't want there to be a second.
You don't want to get banned.
No,
yeah.
No. I also feel like that I'll die if I get it because I'm asthmatic and fat. So. I'm kind of
yeah, maybe not the best sort of survival rate for a man like yourself. Look, all I'm saying is don't be having any more karaoke parties, Limavady.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know there was a big Asian population in Limavady, so it's news to me.
No, Dave. I think there were no. I think there were. Maybe there is. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Chinese restaurants out there, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hotspot for Asian cuisine in Limavady. So I mean, that's the problem. People are talking, "Oh, what's this?" It could be anything. I'm going to say, look, it could be the karaoke party, or it could be the bat soups that they're serving in their many multitudes of Chinese restaurants in Limavady.
Yeah. That was pretty dopey. Like when it came out in the news, wasn't it?
Yeah, it shouldn't be pronounced Limavady. I don't think.
What way would you pronounce it? No.
Just Limavady, I think. Yeah,
just Limavady. No.
I was about to sneeze there, goodness.
You were, fucking see it in your face. Your eyes were getting a bit
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Oh dear.
So yeah,
But
karaoke.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is, I've been not enjoying my life while everyone
No.
has been loving their life. How about that?
And do you feel like that has made you change as a person in any way, or what do you think? How's that affected you?
I don't.
Because I mean, you've started wearing a chain. You're starting looking more like a bad boy here. Are you like the bad boy of Belfast now that you're?
Yeah, I'm starting a chain gang, and I mean,
Oh,
so far it's only me.
I was going to say it looks like
Um,
Armando and Kenneth are actually chained to you as well in the background
no,
there.
no, they're chainless, but I'll Photoshop some on them and
Oh,
get it
please
back
do.
on when I come on next time. Yeah, and they can be part of the chain gang. What was it? Remember, what was a joke you had years ago? Chain mail, and it was the strip club people, or what was it? Do you remember this?
I
I'm
don't, but
vaguely getting it right. Yeah, it
it
was
does.
we did. You were creating a joke and it was called chain mail, and it was strippers who dressed up in old medieval chain mail, and then it would be male lads, and so you'd order some chain mail and they would just come and take it off for you.
I mean, I feel like it's definitely
It's a real
a
deal
gap in the
idea.
market. What's really awkward is remember you have these sort of conversations, and you're like, "No, I don't remember that." And you're like, "No, no, you definitely said." I'm like, "No, no, I don't think so." No, no, it was definitely you. It was guys in medieval headwear, just naked, bar the chainmail, and they just stripped. And I'm like, "Yeah." And what's weird is I've had a lot of I've had a lot of
Sorry, just outside here.
I've had a lot of similar business ideas, and
Oh yeah,
yeah, one that I feel very strongly about is Cox,
right. Tell me about what that is.
which is like Hooters. You know, a Hooters is a restaurant
Oh,
where
okay.
women are there and they have Hooters because Hooters means like boobies, but also
Boobies.
like an owl is because it
Yeah.
hoots. Hoot, hoot. So they've
Yep.
got the owl and the Hooters logo with the eyes being the owl's eyes and stuff, and that's Hooters.
That's right. Yep.
Whereas
Have you ever been to Hooters?
I've been to them all. I've been
Over in America or in England?
in the United States, the original Hooters. Yeah, I've been to there,
Nice, nice. Me
and it's a
too.
good
Me too.
time. And
It is.
you have to drink lots of nice beer and look at nice sport on the television.
Hooters.
It's a
Yep,
good
yep,
spot.
yep.
So I looked at
Yeah,
this and I thought to myself, "There's a gap in the market here. There's Hooters, which are
there
oils,
is.
and why don't we have Cox, which is like a male chicken as a cock. So you have the male chicken on the t-shirt, and also as
Mm-hmm.
well as being a male chicken, a cock is a male or a trans or a non-binary, depending on what you
Mm-hmm.
want to
Mm-hmm.
classify owning a penis as, but it's a cock as a penis basically. So I thought, why
Mm-hmm.
not instead have women in skimpy tops? Why subjectify women? Like I'm sick of that.
Right.
So
Me
why
too.
not
Yeah.
So why not even it out rather than getting rid of Hooters? Like you don't want to do that. You don't want to be part of this cancel culture. You don't want to go fuck it. There's too much tit. Cancel it. Too many ditties. No, no. You want to bring.
Yeah.
You want it to be like a rising tide lifts all ships. You know what I mean? If you're going to have women
Correct.
out there being objectified, you need guys too. But instead of really
Yep.
tight tops, they wear like probably like baggy tops, but belly tops, and then they wear very tight, shiny hot pants shorts,
Bottoms.
and they
Yep.
again
Nude colored. Nude colored.
no, I think a very sparkly blue. I think that's going to be the color with a white t-shirt with a bit of sparkly blue on it. But I also think
Mm.
you can't discriminate against who you hire at Cox because they need a
Right.
big penis. That's part of it. You need to be able to see a lot
Ah.
of it in there. And I mean, I think you could just have you could just have drinks there. You could have some nice food. Chicken,
Mm-hmm,
of course,
mm-hmm.
because it's
Yes,
Cox.
it's all chicken. It's
Yeah.
basically Nando's with strippers. No, not
Well,
strippers.
no, they're not strippers. They're just
Sorry.
muscular waiters. Because in Nando's,
Muscular waiters.
in Nando's they don't do table service. That you have to do it yourself. Whereas
Yeah.
if Nando's brought in waiters, that'd be Cox. And I feel like that
I
would
get
be.
you.
And I mean, people might be like, oh no, because men are more like lecherous than women are. They would go to places and get a real like at Hooters, it'd be all, ooh. Whereas like I think in Cox, guys would go there too. Like you and I would definitely enjoy Cox.
Oh
We have a
yeah.
nice time, and
I
we
have a
would tip.
loyalty card.
And they'd wear wee bum
Tip.
bags. And you could just pop your wee money into the bum bags. But then, maybe they can cut a hole in their bum bag. I don't know. It's just an idea.
Or what if, like how much money can you put in the bun bag? Can you repeatedly put money in the bun bag? So you can have like a stack of pound coins and then just go,
Yeah.
and then your hand keeps touching, and then something might happen. I don't know. Look, I'm just saying.
Or I
these
think
are all
you
ideas.
could put your coin in, and you could just shake your coin about a lot.
Yeah, you
Just
can
keep
shake the coin
shaking
about.
your
You
coin.
can shake it so it makes a little noise,
Yes, and that's kind of what cocks would be. So what I'm
and
saying
that's a
now
good tip.
is to the dragons, could you please, invest?
Hmm.
I mean, how much do you think it would need to start cocks? How much would we need as an
Like
investment? A million?
I obviously, yeah, probably around there. I think that's a good number. Mm.
Yeah. So we'll
I
do
can
that.
see it. I can see it happening. Yeah,
And
Cox. Yeah,
would you see
Look.
yourself?
I'll help out.
Would you be a coxman, or would you just rather be behind the scenes?
I'd see myself as sort of one of the top marketing executives of Cox.
Right. Okay.
I would really be drilling the company ethos into them,
Right.
and
Okay.
really taking the charge. I'd probably show all the lads, how I want them to present themselves to the
Yeah.
customer.
Right.
Because
Okay.
it's all about customer experience, all about the customer service at Cox.
Yeah.
You
No.
know,
I think that's a good thing. So I think people need to really keep their eyes out in 2022, because I think we'll need
for
probably.
Cox, keep your eyes out for Cox. That's our slogan.
Yes, keep your eyes out for cocks,
Keep your eyes out for Cox. Name of the episode.
or else the cocks will put your eyes out. That's what you need
Exactly.
to
Keep your
do.
eyes out for Cox before they put your eyes out
Yeah,
for Cox.
you'll get your eyes knocked out by cocks. What about that?
By Cox. Yep,
Oh,
there you go. Yeah.
speaking of having your eyes out, I saw something on the TV the
Yeah.
other night.
Oh, okay.
And it's been a while since I've watched wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
But I just happened to stumble upon an event page on Wikipedia for a WWE event recently. It's an Extreme Rules event. Now, in my day, Extreme Rules would have meant, you just go slightly out of the rules. You like hit each other with chairs or bins.
Yeah.
That's fine. Then I just happened to see there was a match being advertised called an eye for an eye match. And in that match, in fact, I'm going to read this off Wikipedia, because whenever I saw it, I went, surely this is a typo here. Surely this is not what it should be. But do you know what I'm going to say here?
Yeah, I think you're going to talk about the eye for an eye match is what I believe you're going to talk about. I can't hear anything. Can you hear anything?
Yeah, no, it sounds better now. There's a wee bit of an issue. Yeah, so it could be my phone, possibly. Hold on.
Oh, it might be. I can't hear anything still. Either I can hear you. You're talking about the eye for an eye match, I believe, between Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins. And I know you made fun of me earlier for being 30 and watching Marvel films, but also I think that applies to watching adults wrestling these days too.
Yeah, I mean, I need to find this exact thing that I saw, because it was the wording.
The exact
of this
phrasing. Okay, the wording of it. Yeah.
Made me just
find it. I'll yeah. Well, you find it. I can explain.
Hold on. Yes.
Setup.
In the match, Rey Mysterio faced Seth Rollins in an eye for an eye match, where the only way to win was to extract your opponent's eye. What?
Yeah, and that is here's the thing. Like, wrestling, like 20 years ago, was great, and now it's just, I don't know. I mean, they're pretending. Here's the thing. It's alright if you're pretending to fight someone, or you're pretending like, oh, I'm going to pretend to punch him and make it look cool, whatever.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. Hold on.
And to take someone's eye out.
There we go. That's good. No, but I don't think it was.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It went a wee bit fuzzy there.
Okay.
It seems a bit clearer now, but no, I didn't watch it, but I assume that somebody had their eye pulled out. Is that correct?
Yeah, Dave, someone had their eye pulled out.
And who lost the match?
Rey Mysterio Jr. lost the match.
Right, okay. Have you any footage of him losing his eye?
I don't. I could put the picture in my background if you want to see it.
Yeah, put the picture in the background. I think the people would like to see it. I'd like to see it. Is it gruesome?
Oh, I don't know if we'll be able to show this, but I'll put it on anyway. Hold on, it'll take me a little second.
Give me a bit
here.
of warning here when it comes up, because I don't want to be sick.
Oh,
Someone had their eye pulled out.
don't worry. I'll make sure that you're well prepared, and I'll give you a good heads up before I show you the picture of this man's eye getting taken out. In the meantime, you can chat away there because it's going to take me a little second.
That's okay. I like that you don't just have it as a background, because that would be weird if you just already had a man's eye being pulled out. And am I right in saying, like, have you been watching much wrestling of late, or?
No, I haven't watched wrestling in a good while. I know that.
I saw a thing about like people having a really bad 2020. And they basically said
right.
that Rey Mysterio had a really bad 2020 because apparently, according
his
to wrestling,
eye vision 2020.
There you go. But apparently, before he had his eye pulled out, like at another big match, he was thrown off the roof of a building, like the very office of the WWE, which is like, I don't know, 40 stories high or something, and he didn't die. So I mean, I think he's having a really bad run of it. Should he not leave or something, or retire maybe?
I don't know how he does it. You know, he's a freak of human nature to be able to put up with all this stuff. I think I've got the picture. I'm just loading it on now.
Oh no.
Let's see. And people better not make fun of the way I say now.
I'm intimidated here. I don't know if tell me when I can look.
Okay, hold on. Just find it here. Make sure I get the right picture. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. That's it.
No.
That's
I'm going to say that's not his real eye, is it?
What?
I mean, it looks like it's made out of Play-Doh.
Nope, that's his eye getting pulled out because it's wrestling.
Right, okay, so they're saying that's his real eye.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Oh, please take that down. That's turning me. It's making me feel.
Sorry, I'll get that off. I don't want to make anyone more uncomfortable than they already are.
You know what?
Oh.
See,
don't want that one. There we go.
That's much better. See,
yeah.
See, to make me feel like I feel like seeing that fake eye would make me think wrestling's not real.
I mean, there's rumors that there's people saying it might be a little bit staged. I don't know. It looked pretty real to me.
Yeah, well, that's just too much, man. That's too much. 2020 is just too much. What's going to be next? Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe
tell us a wee bit about your routine. Then, how have you been coping during the lockdown, and what are you at?
So my day consists of, I'll wake up at about 2:00 in the day. I won't actually. No. Truthfully, what I do is I wake up at about 8:30. I'm up at about 9:30. I get breakfast. I then go for a daily walk. This is me just running from my day. I'm usually back for about 11, 11:30. I maybe do some emails, some admin, some business work, and then it's about 12:30. Have a bit of lunch, okay? Mm-hmm. Have the lunch. I then got 1:30 to about 5:30 to work on various tasks. What have I been doing? Writing some stand-up, writing some videos, doing some business stuff and some extra gigs on the sidelines. Here's what I'm in the kitchen, Dave, okay? I've been in the kitchen for the last few months, baking up some goods for the people, okay? And then whenever lockdown ends, the people are getting the goods, okay?
They're getting I like that.
They're getting fed. They're getting the stand-up. I'm putting out some videos at the minute, but they're getting some more, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, I'm just trying to... I mean, look, I owe... if it wasn't for the government bailout, yes, I'd be very skint at the minute. But it's all good because the government stepped in. Boris stepped in and saved the day.
So you're very much now a loyalist, and you are very for the British government at the moment, would you say?
Vote Tory, okay? Yeah, the vote
I think you're one of the very few politicians, one of the very few comedians who say that. Because again, I find that there's been a lot of comedians during lockdown who probably have maybe, I don't know, made a lot of political opinions and statements online. More often than not, after a faded drink. And I like that you don't drink, and you just straight up just say, vote Tory, go for it.
Yeah, I'm loyal to where the money is. Look, if flipping, I don't, you name the party. If the Monster Raven Lunan party were like, hey, we'll give you a load of money, I'll be like, sure, I'll vote for them, Now, if my dad was to hear me talk right now, he'd be very upset. And,
But the thing is,
happy.
would your dad listen to the podcast though? I don't think so.
Oh no, not a mission. He doesn't have my dad is the most clueless tech person you'll ever meet. My dad will try to post like, oh well, yeah, he makes you look like Steve Jobs.
Oh whoa.
Like my dad, like he'll get like a brand new phone. This is the way he is. He'll get a brand new phone. He'll go into work. And in work, they'll install like a bunch of dodgy illegal apps on it, like flipping all the stuff to stream TV shows and all that. And then he'll come home like a week later and go, "At their phone shit, it's broke." And he'll be like, "That's because you've put like a million dodgy illegal websites on it from your mates in work." Yeah. And he's like, "That's fun." And then he has a shite phone for 2 years and then gets a new phone, and the cycle repeats itself. It just still doesn't learn from it. Like, and then fucking so yeah, he can use Twitter. And he likes to tweet a lot, and that's about the height of his technology. Everything else outside of that's not great.
But what about the project you and him did over lockdown? You know, you're talking about what you did during the day, but did you not erect a bar in your back garden during this period?
We sure did. I'm actually sitting in it right now. That's where I do my stuff out of. Yeah, although you can't see it because, Douglas and...
Well, can you take Douglas down? What does it look like? Can you give us a wee look?
I can't. Oh, shit, look at that!
Oh, fuck,
that's like magic.
That's actually really cool. That's like magic.
Yeah, this is the bar that I'm sitting in. You can't see it. Can you turn it around? I don't want stuff to fall. Oh, shit. But it's a great wee place because we have like... Basically, over lockdown.
That's so funny. You just pulled that up.
Yeah, no, I had to get the boys back in. Don't be stupid. Yeah, I can't leave the lads out.
That was one of the funniest scenes ever. Just you lifting them up. That was. I get that's brilliant.
Yeah, we got to clip that one for So yeah, what we have in here is we've got, and I would love to have you down here at some point. And Shane, obviously.
No.
Yeah. But I would love to, because you would like it in here. We've got like dartboard. We've got a multimedia setup that has like all retro gaming station and all the flipping. We've got like all the streaming apps, and we've got a fridge and all the booze, and yeah, it's just a great wee spot. Like it's really, really nice.
And what I love the idea of is that your dad's just on the other side. Like if you close your computer screen, he'll be there just having a pint. I love the fun of that. Like, would he come out there regularly enough? Like, is there a chance he might come down and be like, "Will you fuck up so I can come in here and have a bit of peace?"
No, we book it out in the family. So I've currently booked out this slot so he knows not to come in here. And then when he wants to have his friends down, he'll book it out and things of that nature. But we just think because, stuff is closed down a lot and we don't know what might happen, it's probably good to have our own little bar at the back garden that we can come to and have little get-togethers.
It's very much, it's like, man goals, like to have your own private bar in your house, like, and you're a man who I know you're teetotal, but you do enjoy a bar experience. You like being in the bar; it's good fun. You like the banter.
Yep.
Yeah,
you've seen me in Tenerife.
Oh, absolutely. Tenerife was a really good. I was talking about Tenerife today. What was I talking about? It was we were doing something bizarre, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. Trying to find like Wayne Lineker or something. I think there was something.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. You and Shane at his bar.
Do you remember how cross I was whenever you just left me at the water park and I got burnt?
In the shade,
motherfuckers. Yeah.
Do you know what though? See, now that like all this lockdown stuff's happening, I would give so much just to go back and do that again.
Oh, I mean. I saw a thing that looks like it'll probably be 2022 before like holidays and all are back to normal. So I think like
according to some people, you can just go away now, Dave. I've seen flipping people on Instagram going to Spain and Italy.
Yeah, but you know what should probably happen to those people? It should probably be, to be careful of this, don't want to be too extreme, murdered.
Yeah, maybe not. Here's the thing, not murdered.
I just meant like that banter murder, just where they get killed.
Yes.
But it's not murder.
Yes.
You know?
I get you. Here's what I want, and I'm being serious about this one. I want them to get the coronavirus, and then I want them to end up in hospital with severe breathing issues. And I don't want them to die, but I want them to get to the fucking moment where they have deeply regretted doing what they did. And that's it. And then I want them to make a full, healthy recovery. Blah, 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 suck my dick. But
that would be a good outcome for you as well if that did happen.
I mean, yeah. Everyone, that's the punishment. You gotta fucking take care of Butler's peace, you know, men and women.
Of course, you gotta be sexual.
More men. Yeah. We're not non-binary, you know, transgender, all the races and creeds and colors and everything. You know, but here's the thing, like yourself, you know, we're mature, responsible adults. Yeah. We, as much as we would love to go on a holiday, we also aren't the type to risk other people's health to do it.
Yeah. Also, I really want to, you know, do stand-up again and do other things. Go to the cinema. Yes. You know what has had the biggest impact?
Do you miss the cinema?
Oh, I miss the cinema so much, but you know what I miss about the cinema?
They're open again, aren't they?
Yeah, but they don't have pick and mix, mate.
Oh,
you know what they've
bullshit.
Done? They have put all the pick and mix suites away, and they have only replaced them with sweets that are in packets.
Wow!
Like all the sweets have wee packets over them, and it's not the same. You're going to be filling about a third of your pick and mix box with fucking papers. It's bullshit.
That's fucking. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if I was, that's the one I would follow. The pick and mix fucking cinema one. That's why they started this shit, because they knew they were losing too much money from the pick and mix.
Well, I mean, I well believe it, because if there's one man who's fighting on my crusade to save pick and mix, it's me. I'm the pick and mix man, you know. And
yeah,
I actually remember we were in Tesco's, and by we I mean myself and my wife. I'm a child, right? And we thought, you know, what we're going to do? We're going to stick on a nice movie on the Netflix. The child will be in bed. We'll watch Netflix, and I'm going to get myself some pick and mix. Because Tesco gets supplied by the same pick and mix chain as the cinemas, and I just saw the wee pick and mix container. I got it out and I went, "Oh, Daddy, this is a bit of normality. You know, there may well be a rainbow at the end of this storm." And then I looked at every single fucking box, and they all had mini wrappers on them. And you know what I did?
Wow! You threw the cup in the ground.
I threw the cup in the ground. I asked if I could ask. I asked one of the Tesco staff if I could have the tannoy, and they were like, "No, sir, you can't." And I took the tannoy, you know, the wee phone, and I pretended that I was going to do an angry tannoy. But then what I did was just smacked the wee woman
in the head.
Gave me the thing right in the head, and I said to her, "You can give this message to Mr. Mix. You can tell him, bring your fucking pick and mix goods back to Tesco's or else." And then I was about to spit, because I think that's the ultimate thing, but then I remembered I'm safe about coronavirus, so I don't want to spread it.
So you didn't spit there. Yep.
I just rubbed my elbow in her face a bit, and then
I
bought a multi-pack of Mars bars and ate them all instead, but that's not the same.
Not the same. It's not the same. Yeah. Is there any? There isn't any movies or anything to go see in the cinema, is there?
No, but they're starting to mug us off now too by playing the fucking old ones, which I already have on DVD. You know, it's fucking bullshit.
I mean, if they put Grease back in the cinema, I'll probably go. Like
they have.
I think. Although I don't know, I'm also being very cautious, so probably not.
Yeah, but you know what else they've done as well? See that little film behind you? It's on Netflix.
Oh, no.
So for all the Boytown
listeners,
the citizens behind the candelabra is on Netflix. Thanks to, I mean, they'll say it's the production team and the distributors behind the film, but the pick and mix man, his last personal crusade was to get Behind the Candelabra on Netflix. And next is I want you to circumcise pick and mix, get rid of the paper and get them back how they're meant to be.
Yep. Unsheath those bad boys.
Pick and mix.
Unsheath the pick and mix campaign 2020. Should we? I was going to say have you ever? I know we talked about it, but are you going to do the idea of doing maybe like a live screening of Behind the Candelabra with like maybe you and Shane doing a commentary over it somewhere?
That was actually booked to take place
before
the pandemic. Yeah, the Queen's whatever it's called. I didn't go to Queen's because I mean I have a life, so it was those Queen's guys, and they had like they have a theater called the Queen's fucking Theater or something, the QFT.
film theater.
Oh right, okay, and that's where we were supposed to do that. So, it didn't take place basically because of the coronavirus. But we hope that I'll be allowed
in the future
in the Queen's fucking Theater, and I can, deliver
that. Why are you banned?
I mean, I just think that some people say the coronavirus was, something that was a coincidence or just a scientific formula of lots of events coming together. Other people will say Queen's didn't want this screening to take place, so they, in a lab developed coronavirus and spread it and blamed it on those Asian guys who, to be fair, often cause their own problems. Those guys can be a bit zany. I often say on podcasts, there's two nations in the world that if anything terrible happens or really weird, it's either United States or China. They're the two ones with the most crazy people. And I mean, I think that probably on this occasion, the coronavirus wasn't China, wasn't the US. It was just a load of nerdy film students from Queen's trying to boycott me and shit.
Yeah, QB boys. Yeah, I hear you. I went to a little fact here for the listeners. I went to both universities and got a degree from both universities because I'm a loser.
Did you go to? Jordanstown and Queen's
and UJ.
So tell me what you studied in each.
Queen's, I did creative multimedia, which was a 2-year degree, and then in Jordanstown, I did marketing.
Nice.
So, and to be honest, I didn't need either of them.
Yeah. Why? Because you're being a rent boy and this qualification that is required, or
I think more yeah, pretty much. Well, the first degree, definitely, because fucking, they don't even, here, my first degree, they don't even offer it as a degree anymore. After I did it, they discontinued the degree, and that's not me making a joke, that's legitimately factual. So you can't even get that anymore, and it was ran by crazy people. Like, it was only like 2 days a week as well. It was like Monday and Tuesday, and then I would have Wednesday to Sunday where I would just do whatever. Like I don't know. Like what I would go out and party and stuff.
Did you study? I think that's what they probably expect you to do.
No, of course. Here's the truth. I'm dropping some truth bombs about degrees today. Okay, the first degree, I taught myself everything because it was just YouTube tutorials and flipping. Right. It was easy, right? Second degree was a marketing degree in which I learned quickly. You could say pretty much anything as long as you give some sort of backup to it. So they wouldn't like question you on anything. And then here's another thing. When you went into your exams, they were like, make sure you have like a few quotes in it from different people. Yeah. So instead of me memorizing quotes, what I would do was I would end every essay with a quote that I made up myself. And then I would tag on the quote Barack Obama 2008 because I knew that the lecturers would never go to the lengths of Googling anything from Barack Obama from 2008 because that's when he ran for election. And he said so many things. So I swear to God, if they still have my papers in UJ floating about the dusty halls of somewhere, if you look at any of my exam papers, they all have a quote from Barack Obama that I made up, and I ended up getting a 2-1. Yeah,
well, I mean, there you have it. That just kind of shows what the University of Ulster is all about in one fall swoop there. Kind of which, go ahead.
No, I was going to continue on, but I've finished the point. It's that we should move on.
Well, I was going to move on to listeners' questions because we've just been nattering for the guts of 50 minutes here, so I feel like what I would like to do is get into listeners' questions. Would you be keen for that? Have you your phone on? Is that what it is? I
don't think so.
That's destroying technology. You've got the 5G in your phone. You bad little bastard.
No, it shouldn't be. It's on mode.
It's on mode. I like that. It's on
mode.
It's just on mode, guy. Right. The first question this week's from Matthew Mernon. You know what he says?
Yeah, he says
Correct. Good morning, cuties. Now that the Todd father has lived up to his nickname, who has the greatest nickname in all of the world? Hashtag Sunday World. I think he like who do you know of any great nicknames off the top of your head?
Oh, I've told this before, but I'll tell it again. I told it on Rory Wood's podcast.
I have no listen to that,
And
don't worry.
yeah. So me and my dad were getting into nicknames, like over a conversation, like just during quarantine. We were talking, and my dad went, sure, I know a boy called Shamey Apple Tart." And I was like, "Well, tell me why he's called Shamey Apple Tart." He goes, "Well, he's from Turf Lodge, and when he was 10 years old, his dad sent him to the shop for 10 Lambert and Butler, and his dad said, well, if they don't have 10 Lambert and Butler, just get me anything else." And so he went to the shop to get his dad 10 Lambert and Butler, and the shop didn't have them. So he got his dad an Apple Tart and brought it back. And so from then on, he's always been called Shamey Apple Tart. But the best part about that story is the guy's 50 years old now. And so for about 40 years, he's been getting called Shamey Apple Tart.
That is very good. That is a classic Belfast style approach. I assume that he meant any other type of cigarette, not just anything. That's great.
And he got his dad an Apple Tart.
I would love to see his dad's face. Shimmy Apple Tart. That's hard to beat. And I you know what? I don't think Matthew. I think that's the answer that you wanted. I don't.
Did you have any nicknames? No.
I mean.
You've got like your nicknames on the podcast, but did you have any in school?
A lot of people just call me D, and not because that was the first letter of my name. It was because, I often exposed
what you were packing.
Yeah. And, then obviously that got changed to Delicious with a slash because I chose that myself. And also the Sexy Bum King. That's another one I chose myself. Grey Dick, which was more inspired by Game of Thrones.
That was your wife.
Yeah, I mean she's not.
She christened you.
He's like, "There's my husband, the filthy bastard, Grey Dick."
Grey Dick. Grey Dick, you have returned.
Yeah. She goes, "Grey Dick, you have returned, but you haven't come." I'd be like, "Yeah, no, fuck up." Story of my life. Next question before we get too deep there. Michael Kerr said, "Hello, Dave." Oh, this is also accurate, but might be offensive. "Hello, Dave, and whatever little slut you've brought along with you this week." My question
Very accurate.
My question is, apart from Aaron Butler and the Boytown Boys, of course, which NI comedian is the most Boytown?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It is.
It's a tough one when you think about it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the most Boytown out of NI comedians. I mean, that is difficult because I feel like Boytown it's a very niche thing. Like you would definitely be the answer if he hadn't already included you in there. But
yeah, I'm trying to look through the comedy group to see the names to see if anyone sort of comes in mind. I mean, Paddy McDonald has his moments.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Paddy McDonald will probably fall on the list here. The only problem is, like, whenever we worry about being cancelled, Paddy would definitely get us cancelled. There's no doubt about it. Oh yeah, he put the nail in the fucking hammer. Like it could also maybe James McKegney has a little bit of Boytown about him. If you ever see some of his videos and some of his strange works, he has a bit of oddity about him for sure. Yeah, no, and he has that weird mullet he's got now, which I like, and he's also quite a sexy boy too, which always helps.
So that would be my answers.
No, I like that. I would say, for me, I don't know. There's nobody that's really super cum, unfortunately. It's not a really cum scene, So,
it's not a cum scene, yeah.
I mean,
everybody's too cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain Irish comedian who has been cancelled for the last few years. Who would,
oh dear,
on a sketch show up here for a while would definitely, be pretty Boytown, but he's been cancelled for being a sex pervert, So yeah, you know who I mean?
Yeah, Andrew Maxwell.
No.
Oh right, sorry.
Absolutely, categorically not Andrew Maxwell.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you a clue. It rhymes with
Tommy Tiernan,
no. Its first name rhymes with
right?
and a second
Uh,
name rhymes with how a New York native would say. So we'll leave it at that.
okay, we'll let the people come up with that one.
Ben's going to have so much work editing this podcast.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Ben. Ben, just bleep it if you don't want to like cut it. Just bleep
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm going to just have to say it to him. Yeah, for sure. Nathan Burke has said, was Papa Bear and Money Toad involved in this? And he sent a news story. It says PSNI launch investigation after rave in Cave Hill Country Park.
So you have family that live out in that direction, don't you?
No.
Okay. No, you don't actually.
No, not me.
That's someone else I'm thinking of.
I did have an aunt that lived near the zoo, but then she kind of went the way of a lot of people who are very old and died. So not anymore. But I mean,
Fair.
I think to me when they say rave, that means something that's not quite a rave. That means something like, I don't know, a sex drug orgy. I think that's probably what that means. Yeah, with some music over it, with some, or as they say in Belfast, music.
So did you have anything to do with the rave?
No, I often have raves at the Giants Ring in South Belfast. That's where I go to rave, which is a glorious time. But I haven't actually been to Cave Hill because it would be called Rave Hill if I was there, obviously, because I like to play really smart puns on words. Rory Miller has said, Bon dia, bum banditos. Firstly, congratulations to the man boy Cheeky following the birth of his new crawler, Rod. I'm currently sitting outside a hospital here doing my best not to check myself in on Facebook. But lads, when you're in the likes of a waiting room with no TV, phone battery draining, etc., how do you pass the time? Firstly, Rory, hope you're all right, whatever you're in hospital for. Hopefully you're like, I don't know, an employee or something rather than a sick person. But if you're sick, just listen to this podcast for medical advice. You'll get better a lot quicker. And also,
don't be sick.
Yeah, and also to pass time without those things, what I would do, as you know, in most scenarios, is just sleep. I have a very good ability to just fall asleep very quickly, more often than not when I'm doing a podcast with Shane, because he does have a habit of just fucking rambling on, boring, monotone shite, and you sometimes just fall asleep like.
Yeah, I do. Whenever I'm struggling to get to bed at night, that's usually what I'll play. I have like a little collection of Shane sounds, and I just put that on, and 2 minutes, I'm out.
Like, that's what I find. Like, normally before he's pulled the bag out of the cup of tea, when he tells those stories, I'm like, like when he does that podcast he's called, which is like called Tea Gang or whatever, it's like he starts off being like, oh, so do you drink tea
for free, something like that?
Normally like, nah, I don't drink tea because tea's fucking shit. No, I drink coffee. And he's like, oh well, I get my wee cup out and then I put milk in. It's like boring. So
that's
so I mean, I would listen to his podcast then go to sleep. Other than that, what I would do would be make the most of the vending machines. They're often good in hospitals. Hospitals are like one of the few places that always have hot drink vending machines, and I don't know how they work, but I like the idea of that. So go there, get Shane's podcast on, get a cup of hot tea, and then just throw it in your face.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, that's the best answer.
Chris Gavin has said, all right, my bros. First off, big congrats to the Money Toad for his new money tadpole. How much are baby Gucci watches? But you're both a little bit gutted that you missed out on the Tinder machine, or are you happy you avoided online genitalia bomb site? How would you describe each other's bios if, Lord forbid, you became solo guys again? And this is probably one you can take, because I remember back in my day, Tinder was kind of it was sort of like a new dawn, really. It was kind of a fresh new thing. People did hold out for, hopes of love on Tinder at the beginning. And then I feel like, from what I've heard from people who may have been on the site more recently, that it's just become a real smut fest. Do you want to take this one?
Here's what I'll say, and I'll give the most liberally bullshit answer I can give you. The is that there seems like two different camps on Tinder. There's the camp who want to actually genuinely find someone and be with someone and have a long term relationship, and then there's the camp that just want to, have a bit of woohoo, bit of you know what I
Are you
mean?
talking about consensual penetrative sex?
Always consensual, baby.
Yeah.
There's that's the two camps it fits in, and that's just the way it is now. In terms of like bio and stuff, I don't know. I mean, I think you would probably just say something about your personality, something that would reflect what, and maybe you would put in there, what it is you're looking for, because then that way you cut out all the people. You don't lead anyone on. You don't. You do it a nice way, type way. You say, look, I'm not going to waste your time.
Yeah, I imagine if Shane was like, say he was using Tinder for like, a consensual hookup type thing rather than love, I feel like what he should put in his bio is the only guy who uses his penis as foreplay. Because the penis is foreplay, then he brings those big fucking fingers into the game, and then that's when it all changes. So yeah, I mean, I think he would do that. For me, what I would say in my bio is newly gay, keen to meet gentle lovers, and then because obviously, I think once I inevitably get divorced, I'm going to try being who I really am, and I think that's gay. So.
I mean, look, if it didn't work with women, you may as well try with dudes.
Exactly. Like, and I kind of feel like, it might be something, that I like, because, I don't like my life at the minute. So, may as well just try something new, really, and see how that pans out, really.
Yeah. And,
what do you think about that? What did your bio say? Because I know you're no longer on Tinder, but what was your bio before you left?
I mean, it was pretty basic. It was nothing that like was cool or quirky or whatever. I think it was just something like, I like pizza, and that was about it.
And pizza your ass?
Oh yeah, look at this 12-inch baby. It's just something like that. I think it was more. I think the reason why I didn't put effort into my bio was because I just didn't want to put effort into being on the app in general, which is why I left it as well, because I was just like, this thing is a pain in the hole.
Would you maybe hop back on it again once it's maybe restocked?
I didn't leave it because it was out of stock.
All right, okay. I just thought, maybe there might be some new faces, new places. You never know.
No. I think here was my whole thing about it, is that like it's so easy to fall into a trap of just swiping on an app, and then you almost become like a robot to it, where you're like, you know what I mean? But I think when you're not on it, it forces you to be more genuine and try and make people more genuine. And I don't know. But then again, the flipping the whole Corona thing, obviously people have probably found a lot of good things from it.
Can I just ask too? Like, I think that's something that I guess I kind of was very lucky to get out of when it did, because I met my wife at a gig. She came to one of her mates was like a big Shane fan, and just dragged her along, and that's where I met her. But
the only one,
there's got to be one there somewhere, because he keeps being on things, and I don't know. But I just sort of did wonder for a while, like, and again, it's whenever I very much get that when you're in that world, it's like it does become almost like the Matrix, if you will, like you're trapped in it. You think that's kind of the norm. And for you to maybe meet somebody out of that, it's strange. And I think it was nice for me to do that. But if I hadn't met her, I could have very well still been in that mix right now. And would you ever get out? Because, like you say, if people are just after the one thing, and then there's the whole grass is always greener thing too, isn't there? Where like you think you've somebody you're chatting to and you think, this is great. And you keep swiping. You're like, oh no, actually see ya.
Yeah, this is the thing. Too many options sometimes, and then you also it's a complicated thing, isn't it? I don't know.
So what we're saying for the people is that you're not on Tinder, but if people are interested in you, follow you on Instagram and just send you a message saying we are interested in getting to see what you're about. Let's put like that's something that's very boy town, is being able to show people what you're about. So I feel like maybe people should slide into your DMs and just show you what they're all about, and then see how that goes from there.
Yeah, if you're like, a group of young fellas, or,
Like
you know,
BTS.
yeah, if you're BTS, or maybe you're a group of like older, male guys with a lot of money,
Yeah.
and maybe you're nearing the point of it's the end. I'll be with you and take your money.
Yeah, no, just love and care is what I think you mean. I mean, you
Love,
mean
loving care, yeah, loving care, your money. So yeah, it's something like that. But look, here's the, I'm still only 31. I'm still only 31, so I've plenty of years to find someone. Okay.
Yeah, well, next question. We'll just fire through these because we're getting sleepy. I'm getting sleepy, and I don't want to fall asleep because I'm driving this podcast tonight. I have to do all the tech because Snake Rat
Yeah,
Brian's scared of coronavirus, so I don't want
I
to fall
hear you.
asleep and then just be, Craig Johnson, or as he's known by some people, Crajo. I don't think that's true, but I'm coining a nickname. He said, "Good luck to the soon-to-be Papa Toad with the new arrival." Well, guess what? He is no longer soon-to-be. He is. My
It's
question
there.
is, childbirth can end up delayed and past the due. Have you ever been waiting on a delivery that's been so late that it pissed you off and you lost the run of yourself and wrote a strongly worded letter?
Not a later. I had a pizza be like an hour late, and that got me pretty riled up because
Yeah,
I phoned them at like 45 minutes, and they were like,
yeah,
"Oh, it should be there any minute." 5 minutes later, it's still not here. Oh, I should
yeah,
phone them again like 10 minutes later, and they took ages to answer the phone, and
yeah.
then they were like, "Oh, we haven't even sent that pizza out yet," and I was like, "What?" And so yeah, there was that incident. Apart from that, I've never
Listen,
had any sort of.
can you fucking name and shame? Who was it?
It was Pizza Co. on the Finnegy Road. How do you like that, hey?
Yeah, no,
Now,
listen.
granted, it was 5 years ago, so I'm over it, and I'm sure they've improved their service since then. But still,
But listen, what are they called?
the Pizza Co.
Pizza Co. You're not getting a sponsor of this
Pizza Co.
podcast. So fuck you,
Mm-mm-mm.
bad boys and girls.
Mm-mm-mm. You're
You know what?
out.
I had to actually send a couple of emails about. I got you a birthday present, and it
Oh,
was a very
yeah.
bespoke gift. And it was, I think, like, there's not a load of these Michael Jackson statues, but
Yeah.
I got it all the way, again, typical, from those bloody chancers in China. And
Gosh.
they were like I'd ordered it to be here well before your actual birthday on the 18th of
Of April,
fuck
yeah.
April. Is it April?
Yeah.
Fuck. How is it April already? Like, that's what, 3 months?
Crazy.
Time's flown. But I got you that, and I'd ordered it, I think, right at the start, because I thought it'll take probably what his birthday's the 18th, which I found out is actually the 16th now. But I ordered it with 2 weeks to spare, thinking it'll be here. It'll be grand.
Yeah.
We'll be there. The Chinese decided not to send me this. And what was even funnier was it was the middle, probably because it was the middle of the coronavirus. Probably was actually made in the Wuhan province. It probably has coronavirus in it, probably.
Yeah.
And I emailed them back, and basically they wrote back in full, Chinese. And after, I just look at it and go, I guess I'll just have to wait, because I don't know if they know what I've said, and I don't know what they've said. And just,
Yeah.
I
How
love
do you
it.
say delay in China?
How to say what?
How do you say delay in Chinese?
Don't know.
All right.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me some great insider. What I can say in Chinese is, would you suck my dick? Like, not as in a chat up line, but as in, like, fuck you, suck my dick,
How would you say that in Chinese?
Tweet your message. There we go. And that's actually,
All right.
I believe that's Mandarin and not Cantonese. So if you're like, so I know that is in Chinese, and I also know what dickhead is in French, because I gave a homeless person €10, but he wanted 20, and therefore called me une tête le bite, which means tête is head and beat is dick. So, which is BIT, which made me think, is that a completely different meaning to the old saying, he's got the bit between the teeth? Is that, like, what is that, where it originates?
Yes.
Who knows? But I remember what happened. I was walking in the streets, having a drink. I was drunk with my friend heading back to my house in France, and I walked past this homeless guy, and I gave him a tenner, and he was like, "Tell the beat," and I was like, "Tell the beat, tell the beat." I remember that, and I got back home, stuck it into Google Translate, dickhead, and I thought, that motherfucker, I give him €10, which is probably the most he ever got in one sitting from one person. And he was an ungrateful bastard. But yeah, Tweeja Masaji, it means would you please suck my dick in Chinese, which is an insult, not a request. LMJ has said,
oh dear.
Will we be getting 2 episodes 1 week due to having the same one 2 weeks in a row? Snake Rat Ben uploaded 2 weeks ago podcast for last week's podcast on Spotify. He's changed it. Get over it, LMJ. Get a real name, you troll. Manchester United crest as a badge is stupid. You're a dick. Tweet your message. Next question. Rebus says, Bon dia, El Chicos. With the money toad having his own little Todd spawn, I like that. And the power behind the throne, that's me, having a second little royal. Can I get a shout out to the best dad in Poland, Daniel? I mean, that's probably the most random thing yet. And ask who next out of the comedy gang do you expect to spawn crotch goblins? Obviously, major shout out to our man Daniel over in Poland there listening.
Crotch goblins.
You know, I think the next person to have a crotch goblin out of the comedy ones. I mean, probably Rory Woods. Like, he's just got married.
Yeah,
there, and that's kind of one thing you do. There's either going to be him, who has like a planned one.
I would have said Paddy McDonald, but he. Yeah,
you know what? Paddy McDonald is probably the correct answer because he just fucking beats them out like they're going out of fashion. Like, I think he's trying to get a Gaelic team worth of kids at the minute.
If he didn't already have a vasectomy, he would definitely have another 4 this year.
Paddy strikes me as the kind of guy that would, like, his mate would know a fella that could do a vasectomy. And he'd be like, oh, I can do that for you. And he'd be like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, yeah, sweet. Where does he do it? And he'd be like, oh, it's the Kennedy Center. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, it is in some sort of, again, like, set up clinic there. And he's like, oh, no, he's just, you know, one of those wee stands where, like, the people do thread in the eyebrows. He's just one of those, but he just
threads the fucking.
And Paddy be like, that sounds like a good idea. Like, yeah, he threads your wee balls pipes and then he fucking threads your eyebrows.
Does your eyebrows, yeah. Keeps you looking trim. Does your pubes. Woods is probably a good answer.
Yeah, but I'm more prone to saying Paddy McDonald. I think he's going to have like child number 17 next or whatever. And the last
through the vasectomy, yeah.
That sounds like a superb television show, Through the Vasectomy.
Through the Vasectomy.
Mark Beggs, to finish off this episode, says, congrats to the man boy Cheeky. I'll get over it. Has the money toad been given any major advice from me? I'm going to say no, because I know Shane very well, and I know that any advice that I give him, he's just going to fucking ignore. So, I mean...
Don't lick your baby to check if it's warm.
My time. I mean, I feel like you know when babies are born and they have like that weird like protective layer of white stuff on them? I feel like he would be like, oh, I've seen like David Attenborough shows where like, you know, like if a lion has a baby, they like lick it, and I see him licking his baby, be like, oh, this is how you clean it. Like, this is what you're, you know, I do despair as to what his, you know, parenting life hacks are going to be. You know, I definitely think it's going to be something else.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what sort of crazy cookie ideas he has. Like that baby, it'll be drinking bone broth out of its bottle, you know?
Yeah, remember he drank bone broth for like a week and then just realized it's fucking ridiculous?
Yeah, the baby will be drinking bone broth. There'll be like different types of coffee in its bottle, you know? He'll just try getting it on some of the stuff that he likes, I think.
Oh, I don't even. I despair to think what he's going to do, that poor child. But hopefully, but you know what? Joking aside, like to break kayfabe a bit here, I'm going to say,
yeah,
I think he's settling into it well. I'm sure he will appreciate everybody's well wishes, and you know, whenever his paternity leave is over, we will no doubt, you know, get him on and
2 years,
dissect him here, and find out how he's getting on. It'll be a good time. But I just want to say in the interim, you know, thank you very much to the Buttmaster, the Ass Blaster, the man who gets what he wants, Aaron Butler. Thank you for doing the podcast, and there's a very high chance that you could do it again next week because it's been a great episode. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, I'm going to have to now listen to the episode back to make sure that there's edits done, because some of the stuff we have said today has been very naughty. But Ben, you can get yourself busy, and we'll see you again next week. If you haven't already, subscribe to all the fucking channels. Get on the Patreon. There's a new Patreon podcast, Papa Bear's Picnic, going up tomorrow. So get on that, and I'll see you next week. And stop jacking off those innocent nice men. Bye, bud.
Bye.
Bye.